Everybody, it's Tyler here down at the Texas Cup. I'm checking in with the Robotics 2, 9986, who are the second Robotics team that's here. But if you see on camera, this might look a little bit familiar. This is actually the Everybot that they have built, and it's actually been upgraded for the 2021 season. So we're going to be going more into that. All this and more coming up here on Behind the Bumpers.
Giving you a voice.
Making it loud our own way.
Welcome to the fun.
We would like to thank our friends at Stryker for supporting fun so we can continue to make content for you. Stryker makes some of the most revolutionary medical equipment and is a big supporter of FIRST and its participants. If you are looking for an internship or career that supports you being in FIRST, check out careers.stryker.com to learn more. If your team or organization is hosting an off-season event, did you know you can stream it right here on FIRST Updates Now for free? Events that stream on FIRST Updates Now receive an additional 25 to 100% additional viewership because we help you promote your event on a large platform. If you're interested, reach out to us on any of our social platforms, on Discord, or send us an email at admin@firstupdatesnow.com. Let's get your off-season event streaming on FIRST Updates Now. Hurry, dates are booking fast, and we take first come, first serve for all our events.
So, Will, we're going to be starting out talking about the Everybot program in general, right? Because, this is something that so many teams have now become aware of or are utilizing. So tell me about just the program in general, how it got started, and how the impact you see it being used now.
Right, so the Everybot program was actually started around the 2018 season by some of the Robonauts alumni. So we had a couple of graduates by the name of Ethan Reed, Ryan Stockton,
Sure.
as well as a couple of their friends on the team. And they came in to Building 9. They came and saw the first challenge every year, and they try to build what they call them a really affordable robot. So for less fortunate teams, we have a robot built entirely out of the kit of parts here. So that's what Everybot's all about, is building an affordable robot for some of the less fortunate teams to still have a chance to compete and get that experience at the competition.
Yeah, and kind of puts them it has the opportunity to put them at a playoff level, I think. It's kind of the way I've interpreted it.
Of course.
You have a team that, it's not just about moving forward. It's hey, you can actually contribute to your alliance, that sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? So how have you seen, do you know, any sort of impact measurements on that or anything like that of what you've seen in the community? Because, I mean, there's teams who literally build this robot, right?
Well, I know lately we haven't seen much of it, but in the past years we've seen about, the number goes up every year. We've had about 20 or 30 Everybots at each competition. So it's been a pretty high number, and I think it's made a pretty large impact overall on the community.
Well, let's kind of move on. Jack, you're going to be talking about the 2021. I'm really curious to hear about, how you took the Everybot and approached it in 2021, because there have been some upgrades. So tell me about just the general concept of how you approach the upgrades, and then we'll kind of get more into the subsystems in a little bit as well.
Right, so how we wanted to approach the 2020 robot, or I guess 2021 robot for Everybot, is we really just wanted to make sure that it is still an Everybot. That's the number one goal we had. So the main thing was to keep everything very simple that every team can afford. So with the new year, we did bump up our another $1,000 price. So in this whole robot, we have seen many different, upgrades. So obviously here we have a whole spinner system that's new. And then if you want to look down here into the climb and the drivetrain, there's a bunch of Falcon 500s that we have implemented into the robot, so we can, not one, make it more competitive, and two, make it a better robot that can be competitive and that every team can use. We also have up here a constant force spring, which used to be a whole spring system that we changed it because we just thought it would, make the robot better.
So let's talk about going into some of the actual upgrades itself. So Jonathan, let's bring you in to talk more about the intake here. Very iconic intake, I think, that we've seen through it. But tell me about the general concept of it, and then if there has been anything changed from this. I know it sounded like more of this end, but have you guys modified anything from this end too?
Yeah, sure. So this intake was mainly designed to be super fast and to basically flood the lower port with as many power cells as possible.
Yeah.
And to achieve that for this year, we have a simple one roller mechanism that if Jack, you can enable the robot fast. We can show you kind of the effectiveness of this roller, where it picks up balls with ease. And then if we raise the arm up, we're able to easily score them all. So sometimes there are a little bit of jams here and there, but mainly this intake was designed to prevent jamming with these split rollers. This kind of special case, but most of the time we split these rollers in order to provide an easier jumble and allow each ball to individually correct itself. And that allows us to get a great amount of alignment out of it at the same time as providing a very fast and quick intake. And it's all powered by a Falcon 500
Sure.
in the back here.
When you approached this, like initially for the Everybot, you know, for this year's game or the 2020 game challenge, how did you come up with like, hey, you know, we want to do the lower port. I get that makes sense. But how did you come up with like this general structure for it?
So it's mainly to kind of integrate with the whole other part of the robot,
Sure.
mainly, and also we wanted to have a very simple mechanism that would be able to hold as many balls as we possibly could. And in order to do that, we kind of came up with the original like a rectangular structure, but found that balls would often get kind of clumped up where the rectangle would squeeze. So we went to this curvature design in order to provide a more easy and adaptable system for the balls. And it has worked out well for us so far. And overall, it helped us in the 2021 season.
Makes sense. Ryan, let's wrap us up here and talk more about this dual mechanism you have, right? So we have the climber here that's been modified, and then the control panel manipulator. Tell me more just how this all integrates and some of the concept behind it.
Yeah, so we had the original climb system here, and nothing's really changed. Like, I think it's pretty neat. It just uses like a regular old ratchet you can find around your machine shop and at home. And yeah, it uses a ratchet strap. It goes all the way up. If you run the climb up, you can see it.
Yeah, if we can see it go up, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fast, I guess, and yeah. But if you notice up here, this is not on the original Everybot, right? So we were just working on the upgrades one day and said, hey, why don't we do the spinner now? And so we said, okay. So we kind of just shoved a bunch of metal on here, put a 775, and put some wheels we found on the ground outside. And yeah, they work pretty well if you spin a spinner. And as you can see, it's mega fast. And yeah, so we can do both the rotation control and the color control, but we don't have any sensors, right? So the driver would have to do it manually, but that's kind of in the spirit of Everybot. We don't want to get too complicated.
So as wrap us up, the question I have here: what advice do you have the teams, who they approach the game? 118 obviously top tier team, making a lot of high end robots on here, but for teams who approach the game who feel overwhelmed or feel that way, when they look at something like this or other robots that have been out there, like what do you hope to accomplish with that, the feeling of that team or the future of that team?
Yeah. So. The mechanisms that teams make, they don't always have to be as intricate as our 118 mechanisms. They just gotta complete the job and do it right? So almost everything is on Everybot is very simple. So and it all works. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, you can build simple and still be competitive in the field,
exactly.
Right? Absolutely. So Robotics 2, building the Everybot here, a cool modification as well in the 2021. Thanks for taking the time to show us more about this, and thanks for providing such an awesome thing, the first teams out there. I know many appreciate it. So we can't wait to see how this does in competition as well too, and who knows, maybe future ones as well this year. Thanks for taking the time.
We would like to thank our friends at Stryker for supporting this video. Stryker is looking for current and future FIRST alumni to join their internship program, and FIRST mentors who are looking for a great career with a company who actually supports their FIRST journey. Go to careers.stryker.com to learn more. You can also directly support Fun by joining Fun Nation. Click the join button, and just for a few bucks a month, you'll unlock special perks and directly support us so we can keep making great content. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/firstupdatesnow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/firstupdatesnow. And check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.